Some of these people are. I know this is you. I'm just putting this in so that I get this. Was this about when you were teaching? Is that the time?
Well,
that was your senior picture.
Yeah.
You were teaching then?
I don't remember where, but I was teaching. No,
I thought that was your senior
that was
picture.
my high school picture.
That was your high school senior picture? And your hair, how it's like done in these little perfect waves? Is that was your hair natural curly then?
And the dark red.
But your hair's straight now, right?
Yes, but I hadn't waved. I just washed it and did just like that. Of course, I think I went to the beauty shop and had that done for my picture.
Okay, I got more in here. Make sure I got this one. I'm getting all these back to you. I've had them for a while. I don't know who these people are. I'll take that one. These are the girls that we were unable to put a name to.
I was younger.
Yeah.
But I thought Laverne was not born when Reba Fern died.
Well, I don't know, but I thought.
I'm certain it can't be. That can't be who it is. I don't know who it is, but because when Mom Rouse told me the story of Reba Fern dying, she didn't have Laverne because Dad didn't like Laverne because he thought she was trying to replace his little sister. The family story is that she had a summer complaint, and the doctor gave her medicine that was too strong and caused heart trouble. Now, from where we are now, I'm thinking that, in fact, she had a strep infection and got a heart condition. But anyway, she had a really bad heart, and she couldn't be allowed to cry or anything, and Dad was very supportive and wanted to take care of Grandpa Red, to take care of his little sister. And so one day, Dad Rouse was out in the field working, and Reba had a spell, and she died. And Mom told me she just worked with her, and she just was dead. So she heated water in the stove. This is back in the old days, and she gave her washed her and dressed her in her best clothes and laid her out on the bed to wait till Dad came. And she revived. Came to, and she was okay. And so then it happened a second time. And I can just imagine this young mother desperately trying to remember what it was she did the other time. So she was apparently dead. So she heated water and washed her and gave her a bath and dressed her in her best clothes and laid her out on the bed. And again she revived. And it happened the third time. And the third time, she really was dead. Now that's this end of the story as far as what Mom told me. But I love to think about the story and imagine, because I remember when Mom and Dad, when we were little kids, and we'd go down there, Dad would come in from work. He would come in from work, he would unbuckle his overalls and let them hang down around his waist, take off his shirt, sit down in the chair, and Mom would get a pan of water, put hot water, and she would wash his face, his neck, his hands, back, even his hands. I mean, he didn't even put his hands in the pan of water. And then she would kneel down on the floor and take off his shoes and socks and roll his pant legs up, and he would lift one foot and put in the pan of water. That was the sum total of what he did. And I just think about that in connection with this story, and I think, you know, he came home from plowing or whatever, and I'm sure he put the horses in the barn. And then he came in, and I would bet money she washed him, and then he already had dinner on the stove, and he ate, and then he hitched up the horses again in the wagon, and they wrapped Reba's body in a quilt. And can you just imagine driving to town, Dad sitting back in the back, and her carrying this baby?
How old was Reba?
She was 5 when she died.
Yeah.
And so then when we became young adults and started having babies and having problems, I remember somebody saying, did you know Carol had a miscarriage? But don't, that's Carol as in Carol Mallory Beck. And someone said, oh, don't tell Mom. And I thought, my gosh, anyone who survived all the stuff that she survived can survive a story of somebody.
Right.
I mean, you don't get to be 65 or 90 or whatever without coping.
Right.
You don't need to be protected.
And her name was Dora. What was her maiden name before she married Dad?
Robertson. She was Dora Viola Robertson.